Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Sunday morning to you all. Hope everyone is doing great out there this morning and having a fantastic start to your Sunday and a great weekend out there so far. And of course, happy Mother's Day to all the awesome and wonderful moms out there. We certainly appreciate y'all and certainly hope someone has made an entire weekend out of it and not just a day. But anyways, I certainly appreciate y'all, and we all appreciate y'all so much. And thank you for what y'all done, what you continue to do, and what you will do in the future, because we know that a mother's love is unmatched. Hopefully we can dial up some nice weather for you folks today, and that's what we're here to do. We're going to try to figure out the weather for the entire lower 48. Unfortunately, we do have a shot at some strong to severe storms, even a flooding risk for today, so we'll try to figure that one out, really get detailed on that. And then after we do that, take advantage of those timestamps. We'll try to figure out what's going to happen weather-wise as far as severe weather and flooding over the next few days, because I do think it's going to be pretty active to start our work week. I don't think it's comparable to last week or the week before, but we're certainly going to have some, I think, high-impact weather for certain states. So we're going to try to figure that one out and what is driving that. So if you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. And of course, if anybody has anything that I can pray about or pray over, as always, please put those in the comments below so I can pray over it and so others can do so too. Let's get rocking and rolling. So we do got some rain showers and storms dancing around down here in the south central U.S., the southern plains, the deep south, the Gulf states, and we do have an area of energy that continues to spin around up here in the northeast to just kind of ruin you guys' view of the northern lights over the last couple nights. Last night was not as exciting as the night before, but some folks did get to see the northern lights last night. But it really was Friday night and the Saturday morning that was just absolutely amazing. I talked about that in yesterday morning's video, just unreal experience. But I think we might have a shot at it again tonight. We'll see what happens. But anyways, upper Midwest, Great Lakes region, up here near the UP of Michigan, we got some rain this morning for your Sunday. And then we have a little energy coming and moving down into northern Montana in the form of some rain. But other than that, that is just about what's going on right now. Watches, mornings, and advisories. We do have flood watches up for what's to come over the next couple days in Texas and Louisiana. I actually do expect these flood watches to get extended a little bit further east in the southern sections of Mississippi, Alabama. A lot of rain on the way to at least, kickstart the beginning of our work week. So definitely I'd be expecting a pretty soggy, at least first half of your week across the deep south and the southeast. Flood watches up for areas of Montana. We still have some lingering winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings up for the higher elevations of Colorado. The excessive rainfall outlook, there's that flooding risk for today. In the red area, that means you have at least a 40% chance of rainfall exceeding flash flood guidance within 25 miles in a given location. If you live in the yellow area, that's at least a 15% chance of that. The green, 5% chance of that. So we're going to get a few to as much as several inches of rain in this red area over the next 24 to 48 hours, and we will zoom into that when we get to this geographical area. The Storm Prediction Center, this is the latest that we have right now. We do have a little marginal risk up here in the Great Lakes region. This is mainly driven off some hail. Yesterday was a surprise. We had a couple confirmed tornadoes in Ohio yesterday, and I believe in western PA too, where we had some energy that I would say overperformed. I'm not hearing of any huge damage or anything, or definitely no loss of life, but definitely had some storms that produced some tornadoes yesterday. So we didn't speak on that yesterday morning much, so certainly a miss there, but hope you guys are okay. But down here will be the big story over the next couple days. Marginal risk, level 1 out of 5, going all the way up from western Kansas, all the way down to almost Mobile, Alabama, and pretty much all the way down to San Antonio. Slight risk, Alexandria, all the way to just east of Austin, all the way to just north of Houston, south of Shreveport. This area in eastern Texas and central and western Louisiana have a slight risk, level 2 out of 5. This is driven off. There is a 5% chance of a tornado within 25 miles in a given location in the brown area, okay? In the green area, there's a 2% risk of a tornado. Wind threat, 15% risk in the yellow area of winds exceeding 55 to 60 miles per hour in the yellow. And then in the yellow area with the hail, you have a 15% chance of hail exceeding 1 inch in diameter or larger. And there's that chance of hail up here in the Great Lakes region, upper Midwest. So let's break down the southeast first. I think it's going to be a phenomenal day if you live from Georgia and the Carolinas all the way up to Virginia. You're still hanging on to that dry, average air as far as just it feels like spring out there. So we do have some moisture out there in the deep south, but it's not too bad for what compared to what's to come. We get into this afternoon, not a whole lot going on across the immediate southeast region, maybe some showers around in southern Georgia, we'll see. But the big chunk of energy starts to move in. What we call a southern shortwave trough begins to move eastward, and with it will pull in a lot of ripe, moist air out ahead of it, and this will fall in the form of showers and storms and just bring the ingredients for flooding and the chance of severe weather, especially as we get into later this afternoon to this evening. As you can tell, all these storms in Texas and Louisiana, we'll zoom into that here in a second. But as we make our way into the overnight hours, we could have a line of storms making its way through Louisiana, southwestern Mississippi, and ahead of it, just some normal rain, I guess you would say, some light to moderate rain, at times heavy. So by the time we get into Monday morning, could have some light rain up here in the Tennessee, nasty storms kind of grinding along the Gulf coastline, some heavier rain up here in the southern half of Alabama, and just some light rain kind of around in Georgia to greet you guys. So let's go on and just zoom into this. Not really a bad day. You can feel the moisture kind of building back in here in the deep south. If you even got any dry air, this cold front did kind of stall out down here. But as we get into this afternoon, here are these storms. We'll actually zoom into Louisiana a little bit better here in a second, but there's those storms. That's cool. All right, there's that. But there's those storms kind of moving into Louisiana. We got rain starting to move into Mississippi, some rain down to southwest Alabama. This is around 10 p.m. So, most of the day, the rain holds off. But as we start to get into nighttime, rain starts to move into Mississippi, Alabama, becomes a little bit more widespread. And by the time you get to the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, here are those storms really rumbling through central Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and really just they could pack a real punch tonight, guys, in the wee hours of the morning and the southern half of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama. I mean, that is a pretty nasty line of storms sweeping through around 6 to 7 a.m. for you folks. So please be aware of this. And just some regular rain up here in Atlanta to kind of greet your Monday morning, kind of a soggy start to the beginning of the week. Birmingham to Atlanta certainly will be there. Rainfall between now and the next 24 hours, of course, not as much over here just because the rain hasn't got to this location yet. But you can see the rain adding up as we start to get more so later this evening into the overnight hours in Louisiana, Mississippi. So this is the rainfall totals for this area. Now, as we start to get into the northeast, there is some rain kind of dancing around out here across the northeast, even areas of southern New England and just New England in general. As we get closer to about midday, we're going to get some showers and storms. I'm actually shocked the Storm Prediction Center does not have a general risk of thunderstorms up here. I don't think they do, and they don't. I'm really actually pretty shocked on that, but here we are. We go back to this. Here's some showers, some storms. These have the capability around lunchtime producing some small hail across areas of PA all the way down to the Delmarva area. You see some pockets of red and orange. Like I said, cold air aloft will allow some small hail with this, so definitely be aware of this. Don't be shocked if you have ice falling from the sky in these areas. And same thing up here in the Adirondacks, higher elevations of Vermont and New Hampshire, just New England in general. See these pockets of yellow and red. If you get hit by one of these heavier showers or thunder showers, if you will, definitely capable of producing some small hail, and these will kind of drift through and then lose some steam throughout the evening. And by the time we get to the middle of the night, we're pretty much done with these, and then another area of energy will swing in, kind of greet you guys to some rain showers for your Monday morning in areas of northern PA and western New York State. So, South Central U.S., very active day. First off, I do want to mention just some scattered convection up here in the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas. Western Oklahoma, some showers up here in Kansas, all the way up into Nebraska. More so widespread rain in Oklahoma. I mean, this is around 4 o'clock this afternoon. I think you're lacking instability up here in Oklahoma. So this is just going to be more so just some rain, really, pockets of heavier rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder up here in Oklahoma, points north. So anything you're seeing in Kansas, I'm not going to sit here and rule out the shot of some storms, because you're certainly probably going to get it. I just think you're lacking the ingredients for anything significant. And of course, you look at the Storm Prediction Center, there is a marginal risk for this area, so be aware of that. But I think this is more so driven off just some gusty winds, some hail, very possible with these storms kind of out here in eastern Colorado, western Kansas, the panhandle of Oklahoma. You see just these pockets of storms. Now you get deeper down here in Texas, like you see this cell kind of around the Abilene area. That could pack a punch, some large hail possible with that, but I would say the worst of the severe weather is going to be in this area down here in Louisiana, Texas, and etc. here. But you see the spin going on with the immediate actual shortwave trough. There's a little bit of a spin, and this is bringing a lot of rain to overnight to areas of like eastern Kansas. We got some rain starting to move into Kansas City, Topeka, and starting to get some rain even all the way into areas of Missouri, northern Missouri, western Missouri, all the way down to the Ozarks of like northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, and then we got some more storms still firing tomorrow morning. So there's a lot of things scattered around. I know I mentioned a bunch of locations, but this huge area has a shot at some showers and storms today. I just think the severe weather is going to be confined to this area, and in fact, we'll zoom into that now, and here it is. You see these storms. There's going to be a boundary somewhere into here. All right. Ingredients are going to be building south of that boundary. So these southern flank storms, and this is around 2 p.m. Central Time, are going to have some energy that, these storms are going to be able to tap into. So severe weather likely with these storms right here. Now you get all up in this convection right up in here. I think that you're just going to lose the ingredients, the instability for a lot of severe weather, but it's possible. But once you get down here, kind of in the southeastern, deep in eastern Texas, Louisiana, these are these storms that could produce some damaging winds, very large hail, and also a tornado threat. And the tornado threat will be sloppy. I think it'll be embedded in rain. So if your area gets under a tornado warning, it'll be one of those days where you cannot really see it, most likely. It'll be a rain wrap potentially. So if you live here in eastern Texas, Louisiana, which I'll show more of here in a second, take this tornado threat serious today. And look at this little lone storm right here, kind of firing away from all the main convection here. We got to watch those storms too. And then this will kind of trail off overnight. And you want to watch these storms as you get closer to midnight that are right here in this region. Certainly could pack a punch as all this energy finally heads on out. So you look at, in fact, let's move this here. This is the updraft Felicity swath. It does pick up on that supercell that kind of forms behind all the convection to the west here in central sections of Texas. That was kind of showing you around the Abilene region that kind of tracks eastward. It does pick up on that, but this is from all kind of the just sloppy convection showers and storms in eastern Texas that are right here. You see where there's highlighted colors, greens, yellows, reds, pinks. That's where this particular model is trying to pick up on a spin in the atmosphere, rotation with the atmosphere, rotating updrafts, which, and not only, and I haven't mentioned this a lot, tell us, hey, where there could be some broad rotation, tight rotation, a tornado threat, but it also tells us where there could be large hail. Of course, a stronger updraft typically produces a larger hail if there's other ingredients in place. So keep that in mind. So definitely going to have it here in central and especially eastern Texas later on this afternoon. And to kind of zoom into Louisiana, I think it'll take till we get to this afternoon. And here's kind of some discrete supercells. You see this blob of dark red here, dark red here, dark red here. You want to watch these. Shreveport points south, getting down into this region. I think the ingredients are going to be kind of building into these storms. And then by the time we start to get into like 5, 6 o'clock, it kind of moves all the way down here. Alexandria, be careful. Monroe, Shreveport, maybe just getting heavy rain, embedded thunderstorms at this point, just because you're getting more stable air. But you see kind of an opening down here. That's energy, juice in the atmosphere, really tapping in and building into these storms. And this will feed that severe weather threat as these storms kind of move. I mean, look at this storm right here. Look at these individual storms. These are where your tornadoes are going to be if they're going to form. The tornadoes right into here. This is around 8 p.m. So be careful with these storms kind of riding a boundary down here. And then we're going to have one sweeping line of storms that moves in overnight. So this is around, I would say, midnight. Line of storms that kind of moves in behind this. And it really gets intense. Like, look at this line of storms in southwestern Mississippi. And then blast through like Hattiesburg, maybe all the way down to the Gulfport region. And then they kind of trail off into the morning hours for tomorrow. So these will pack a punch. Damaging wind threat too with the second line, and a lot of rain will add up too. But the updraft Felicity swath, look how highlighted it is right through the heart of Louisiana. Strong rotation indicated by this particular run with this line of storms that'll move through. Take this serious, guys. It needs to be taken serious, as this will be embedded in rain most likely. Okay. Rainfall, I think we could get more than what this is showing in Louisiana. I think you get 2, 3, 4 inches of rain in central Louisiana with this line of storms that's going to trail over each other. But I think they got it right here in the blend of all models here in eastern Texas. I mean, a few inches of rain is likely in this region. We're going to get some heavy rain up here in Oklahoma and Kansas too. Inch and a half. Just not as high confident and severe weather happening up here by any means. So up here in the north central U.S., of course, we had the rain showers this morning in the upper peninsula of Michigan. These will continue to move into Canada, Ontario, Quebec. And then later on this afternoon, we will have an opportunity of some strong to severe storms that will kind of drift through the UP of Michigan, areas of Wisconsin, and these will have the capability with cold air aloft. I know it doesn't look overly impressive on here, with some cold air aloft to produce some small hail. So we'll see what happens, maybe all the way down to the Green Bay area. We're getting into later tonight, some showers and all the way down here to Omaha, Iowa, Lincoln, some showers. This is like 11 p.m. tonight. Showers kind of moving through, and we'll move to the Great Lakes region, and then more moisture will kind of build in from the south as a surface low kind of ejects across the Midwest. So we're waking up to some rain in southeast Nebraska, northeast and northern sections of Kansas, southern Iowa, and areas of Missouri, waking up to some rain, widespread rain, maybe even some storms tomorrow morning. The western U.S., not a whole lot going on today. I mean, we could get some showers in Montana, northern plains. Higher elevation snow could drift around, continue, but, we get into the overnight hours. Quieter period of weather really settles in. There's not a whole lot to talk about with this, guys. Pretty quiet weather, pretty nice weather, so that's good. Temperatures, cooler in the northeast, just some cloud cover, just hanging on to winter for dear life. Seemed like winter was ages ago, though, so it's pretty wild to think about. But the southeast, 70s and 80s, very warm, maybe record-breaking temperatures, hot, warm temperatures down here, deep down in Florida, when no cold front has really made it. Pocket of much warmer air up here. I mean, look at this, all the way into the mid to upper 80s in areas of the Midwest. Pocket of cooler air down here, just because, you have a lot of cloud cover and you have an area of lower pressure overhead. But look at the western U.S. Very nice temperatures. Man, I don't really have to say much. This looks pretty nice out west. The valley regions, even some of the higher elevated regions, it's warming on up. So severe weather chances will continue tomorrow. We have a slight risk down here in eastern Texas, the entire state of Louisiana, southwestern Mississippi, and southern Arkansas. Level 2 out of 5, a marginal risk sort of surrounding this, right? What is this driven off of? Well, there's a 5% risk of a tornado in the brown area. This is for tomorrow. 2% risk of a tornado in the green. But there's going to be a boundary that's actually going to move north, kind of like what we have today, but it's a little bit further south. So that's why the tornado threat actually shifts further north into northeastern Texas, northern sections of Louisiana, southern Arkansas. You look at the wind threat, 15% risk of winds exceeding 55 to 60 miles per hour in the entire yellow area. And then the hail threat, same thing. Yellow area, 15% risk of hail exceeding 1 inch in diameter or larger. But you see the black outline region here with the black dashes going in between. That's a 10% risk of significant hail, which is 2 inch in diameter or larger. So we'll see if this upgrades to an enhanced risk. As of now, we just have a slight risk. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to an enhanced risk, but this is certainly what we got right now. Along with the threats tomorrow of severe weather, we also have a threat of flash flooding, and it really is zooming into southern Mississippi and southern Alabama and areas of Louisiana and the panhandle of Florida. Right here, basically Gulfport to Mobile, Hattiesburg. Also, you have a 40% chance of flash flood guidance being exceeded within 25 miles in a given location. Okay, in the yellow area, it's a 15% risk of that. So flash flooding will be a threat tomorrow. It'll move basically east from where it's at right now. And then we have a shot of severe weather for our Tuesday. Okay, so a level 1 out of 5 risk right now. This could upgrade to a slight risk, but this is what we have right at this moment. Okay. And then the excessive rainfall outlook for Tuesday, a slight risk. This could upgrade too, but basically if you live in the yellow area as of now, for Tuesday, you have a 15% chance of flash flood guidance being met within 25 miles at a given point. Moving past Tuesday, predictability too low for basically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're going to watch another system kind of similar to the one we get the first half of the week that will kind of dive down. Of course, it's going to be a little bit different, just like any system is. We don't expect them to all be the same. But we will watch this that I think will do something similar, bring a few days of severe weather to kind of round off our work week, with the system coming in, kind of bringing a few days of severe weather to start off our work week and kind of end our weekend. So it just says predictability too low from day 4 on out. But, to kind of, focus in on over the next few days, I'll just kind of breeze through what the European model is showing. And this is starting off tomorrow morning. I think there's going to be a lot of showers and storms tomorrow morning across the Deep South. I think tonight, if I can get a video in, we'll probably take a look at some of the short-range model guidance, get you guys a better idea of how these storms could look. But we're going to have a lot of just rain around as we are getting into tomorrow afternoon. A lot of this kind of moves into Georgia. And then we're going to have another organized area of showers and storms for Louisiana, Mississippi, and these areas that basically have that slight risk. And we're probably going to get some stuff up here too. This is just a global model. Doesn't do the best with kind of really showing, I would say, a detailed outlook of what these storms could look like. But showing this because we can extend this a little bit more further out. And then look at these. It almost shows what looks like a mesoscale convective system. Nasty line of storms kind of draping all the way down to the Gulf coastline tomorrow evening. And then we get into our Tuesday, waking up to a lot of rain all the way up here, maybe in the Mid-South, rain down here into the panhandle of Florida, and look at all the rain in the Carolinas. And then I think this will become more widespread for the Carolinas and Georgia as we're getting into Tuesday afternoon, potentially bringing a lot of rain. And we're getting a Tuesday evening. Look at all those showers and storms across Georgia, South Carolina. And we'll show a little bit further north here in the next video or two. But and then we start to get into Wednesday, and I think things might clear out a little bit. But, Wednesday we could turn around and get storms up here in the Mid-Atlantic. So we need to figure it out for sure. And really what's kind of driving this, right, is this area in blue. This is lower pressure. Area in orange, that's higher pressure. Stable conditions, calm weather. Blue, more unsettled weather, some sort of storm system. And that's exactly what we got. And we're starting it off this evening. And here it is, this area of lower pressure, this southern shortwave is what we kind of call it here, continues to basically scoot across the southern areas of the country. And with it, it's bringing in right moisture, the southeast base of this. Basically, this is bringing in a lot of moisture into this region. So replacing that dry, comfortable air that we've had this weekend with very moist, summer-like air once again. And at the same time, little surface low, little surface features will develop along this trough, and then this will continue to help aid in bringing in the conditions. And, I don't want to draw on this every time, but this will be the case as we're getting into Tuesday too. As this kind of cut off upper low continues to progress eastward, this will bring a lot of weather right on kind of the eastern, southeastern flank of this lower pressure right in here, as we're getting into Tuesday for the southeast. And then we're still kind of dealing with this, I think, Wednesday afternoon as it's right over the upper southeast Mid-Atlantic. So I think we'll get some cooler weather, some scattered showers, maybe some storms. But as you can tell, there's another one kind of entering your picture down here. This is deep down in northern Mexico, and this is getting, eventually into the southern high plains Thursday afternoon. This will likely reinforce the moist air up into this region after this probably brings a little cold front probably across the eastern U.S. But then, the guidance gets kind of weird after this. We're not sure if this energy is going to get left behind down here, or what is this energy going to do? It looks like there's kind of a little bit of a trough ejection right into here. This could do something as far as severe weather Friday across somewhere in the central and eastern U.S. And then we got what looks like more of an, I don't know what this will do. This could bring, and we're just looking at the Euro, this could bring some storms for the upper portion of the country. After this, though, you still see a little area of blue right in here. So this could potentially bring some severe weather, maybe somewhere for the eastern U.S. Saturday. But after, we get to the end of the week, guidance gets very weird, gets everywhere. What we do know is between now and Thursday evening, a lot of rain for the Deep South. Okay, multiple inches of rain, right? Is a cutoff once you get into Tennessee, not as much, but you guys will get rain too. Now watch it as I kind of move between Wednesday evening and this weekend, how the totals go up even more. Take it all the way to the end of next weekend. I mean, the blend of all models starting to get close to 10 inches of rain between now and the next week for areas of the southern states like the Deep South. So, wet pattern coming up. We have to watch these storm systems. That's all I got. God bless all y'all, and have a wonderful Mother's Day.